How much did Britain actually take from the countries it colonized? And what exactly did they steal? Cut to a fast-paced montage of historical images. Diamonds, gold, tea plantations, cotton fields, ancient artifacts. Let's start with the what. We're not just talking about a few souvenirs. We're talking about the systematic extraction of resources on a global scale. Think about the Koh-i-Noor diamond, one of the largest cut diamonds in the world, taken from India and now sitting in the British crown jewels, or the Elgin marbles, priceless sculptures pried from the Parthenon in Athens. But it goes so much deeper than just famous artifacts. From the Americas, they took vast quantities of sugar, tobacco, and cotton, often produced through the horrific system of slave labor. From Africa, it was gold, diamonds, and rubber. And from India, often called the jewel in the crown, the plunder was immense. We're talking spices, textiles, tea, and colossal amounts of raw materials that fueled Britain's Industrial Revolution. They didn't just take physical goods. They imposed taxes, controlled trade routes, and manipulated local economies to benefit Britain, often at the expense of the local population. They effectively dismantled thriving industries in places like India to eliminate competition for their own goods. So that brings us to the big, almost unbelievable question. What's the total value? How much is all of this actually worth? Calculating the uncalculable. Putting a precise number on it is incredibly difficult. How do you put a price on centuries of exploitation or on priceless cultural heritage? But economists and historians have tried to give us an idea. One prominent economist, Utsa Patnaik, published a study that sent shockwaves. She spent years analyzing detailed data on trade and taxes from 1765 to 1938. Her conclusion: Britain drained a total of nearly $45 trillion from India alone. Pause for emphasis, let the number sink in. Let me say that again. $45 trillion. Visual representation of the number 45,000 fills the screen. To put that in perspective, Britain's total GDP today is around $3 trillion. So the wealth drained from India alone is about 15 times the size of Britain's entire economy right now. And remember, that's just one country. We haven't even added in the wealth extracted from Africa, the Caribbean, China, and dozens of other nations across the globe. The true total is probably impossible to calculate. But it's safe to say it's an astronomical figure that fundamentally shaped the modern world. It's the reason why some countries are developed and others are developing. The wealth that built the grand museums, the stately homes, and the economic power of London wasn't just created. For the most part, it was taken. Host looks at the camera, concluding thought. So the next time you hear about the glory of the British Empire, remember the other side of the story. Remember the cost. Because that legacy of extraction is something the world is still grappling with today. Music fades out.